Alright, so now we're going to further discuss how to determine the appropriate strike price based off of the entry point that you discovered. So this formula is actually coming from a great investor as well as current venture capitalist, Mark Monroe, who currently has his own series, which I will include in the link below, called the Come Up series, co-hosted by his friend Joe Lynn. So you can basically check that out to find out more detail on this strategy, but it definitely is a great strategy and formula to basically figure out a strike price. Alright, so here we are using a website called Barchart, which he definitely recommends to use. So we're going to use Apple since that's the chart that we looked at before on TradingView. So you just type in the ticker symbol up here, and when it opens up, then you're going to scroll down until you see price performance, which you see right here. So you're going to go ahead and open that up so you can see more of it. Alright, so now that we're here, you can pretty much scroll down to the chart and you're looking for the 2-year performance because we're planning on entering a contract for 2 years. Remember, when you're a long-term trader, the longer the better. The more time you have, the more possibility of you basically increasing your profit. So as you can see right here at the 2-year, the performance for the last 2 years, it made $83.12. So with the advice of Mark Monroe, pretty much the way we calculate this into our formula, we have a couple of things that we consider. So we consider the price that we're getting in at, we consider the previous performance price, we consider the amount of time we're in the trade, and we also consider correction. So pretty much what correction is when the price drops anywhere from 10 to 14%. And you can typically see correction happen anywhere from 1 to 2 times per year. So it's definitely something that you want to factor in when you're using this formula. So as far as time, Mark Monroe definitely advises to try to exit your trades within half of the time frame that you're in the trade. So typically if you're in a 2-year trade, you're looking to exit in about a year or a year and a half. If you're in a yearly trade, you're looking to exit anywhere from 6 to 9 months. If you're in a 6-month trade, you're looking to exit in 3 months. And if you're in a 3-month trade, which is, short-term trading, you're looking to pretty much exit in about a month, month and a half. So being that we're looking at our 2-year, you can see we have that figure of $83 for the 2-year performance. So we already discovered that our entry point is going to be 119. So we're going to basically use that number and add that to our 2-year performance. And then we're going to basically divide that by the amount of time we're going to be in the trade, which is 1.5. And then we're going to be expecting 2 corrections. So remember I said correction typically happens 1 to 2 times a year. So we're basically going to factor in, since we're in the trade for 2 years, we're going to factor in 2 corrections. So we're going to basically multiply by 0.8. So after you do that math, you come up with the strike price, 163, which is a very fair price for Apple, especially with all the research, all the cash they have on hand, everything that they're planning on doing. And in no way is this any kind of financial advice, but definitely do your own research so that you can definitely see exactly what they're doing and mitigate your own risk. Alright, so now that we determined our strike price is in the range of about 163, me personally, I like to choose my strikes in $5 increments. So pretty much since I determined a strike price of 163, I would either be looking for a 160 call or a 165 call for January 2023. So one of the things that I basically like to utilize is another chart on Barchart. So I'm going to open this up, select Apple again, and this is definitely something else that was given to us and gifted to us by Mark Monroe and further expanded on by one of his mentees, TiVo. So we're going to click on option prices. We're going to select the appropriate expiration date, which we determined to be January 2023. And we're going to scroll down to, let's say, the 160 call. So we're going to hit these three dots here, and we're going to go to the options chart. So this chart is actually different than the chart that we were looking at on TradingView, because this chart is actually giving us the activity for the actual contract. So as you can see, the current price of the contract is $13.70, which pretty much totals out to about $1,370. So for the most part, we're looking to see exactly what our entry point would look like when Apple drops to 119. So just to change a few things to make it easier to look at, we're gonna change to the line chart or the area chart, which is a lot better to look at. And we're also gonna open up compare, so that way we can actually compare it to the movement of Apple itself. And you're gonna definitely change it to a color that you can see. So you hit apply, and now you can see the green line is Apple and the blue line below it is the contract. So remember, we determined to get in at about 119, so that should be right around this area right here. So we can basically go to tools, we can grab that same horizontal line, and we could poke it right here, and then you can see that level is about, so it's about 119.86. So the trick here is that you can see the levels of the stock on the left hand side, and you can see the levels of the contract on the right hand side. So basically, as I poke this right here, I can get another tool, my vertical line, and I poke it right here, and you can see it's coming down to right here. So basically, if I'm patient enough and I like that entry point of 119, because I've already determined that that's where institutional investors like to get in, I have to be patient enough to wait for it to get to that price again, so that way I'm not paying a high premium. So currently the premium is $13.70, but if I wait, I could potentially get this premium for $8.53. And as you can see, the potential of this contract can definitely raise all the way up to the top right here. So we can basically get another horizontal line and poke it right here, and you see this contract basically got all the way up to about 24.98. So if you get in all the way down here, you have a lot of room to basically swing up and catch an uptrend to make a good amount of money. And just to add, pretty much as you can see at the top right here, you got the stock in the green, of course, and you got the contract in the blue. So this is the pretty much top that is hit in the last 6 months. And if we basically look, we can basically see the top is at 143.07 on the left. That's basically the stock price. And then on the right, you can see the contract price was paying out 24.98. So being that our call is 160, you can pretty much imagine how much the contract is going to be paying out once it hits or even potentially surpasses the 160 mark in 2 years. So this is the power of basically having good strategies to acquire good entry points, and also getting out, like finding good exit points. So potentially, if you basically are comfortable with the 24.98, especially when you got in at $8.61, then this can potentially be an exit point, depending on how much time you have left on your contract, where you can pretty much take the profits and then you can roll into something else that gives you more time and more potential for more profits. So this is just one contract. You can pretty much imagine how this would work if you multiply 10 contracts, 100 contracts. Some people are even doing 1,000. So there's definitely power in this strategy. So definitely do your best to utilize it. Stay faithful, stay free.